What's going on, everybody, and welcome to episode number 7 of Austin Silver Now. So, we're talking about retirement today. Everybody's end goal, right? It's I hit the home run and now I'm coming across home plate. I've worked all these years and now I'm there, right? So let me ask you a question. The average retirement age right now is between like 65 and 70, somewhere in there. It depends on who you're talking to, right? What makes you think, what is there to say that every single one of us has to retire at that age? What is there to say that you can't start saving for retirement earlier and then possibly retire even sooner? So, with that being said, let's really look at this. If this is your end goal, retirement, why would you start working for it to reach this goal in this small window when you start doing it at age 30 or 40 or even worse, 50, right? You don't have a lot of time. But if you start working for it when you're 20 or 25 or 30 or whatever, the earlier, the better. The window is bigger. So let's get into it. What we're talking about today is the 3 main, most talked about types of retirement accounts that apply to you guys. And that's what this is all about. So, first, traditional versus Roth IRA. IRAs are individual retirement accounts. It's easy, right? So, here's the main differences that I want you guys to really understand. There are other differences that we're not going to talk about, and you can do the research on it, but to just kind of understand how, and be able to hold a conversation about it, this is all you need to know. With a traditional IRA, that money goes in before it's taxed. Meaning, you made $100 and put $100 into the account, it goes in as $100. It's not taxed. And then that money builds and builds and builds for years and years and years. And then at retirement, they smack you and hit you with taxes on the gains and the principal at your current tax bracket, which could be 35% or higher, right? Or it could be lower, but we'll assume like 35 for this conversation, okay? Now let's look at a Roth IRA. The Roth IRA is a newer type of account, came out in the early 90s, and it's proven to be really, really, really beneficial to people who start saving at a younger age. And here's why. The main difference between these two accounts is that the Roth, the money that you put into this pot to grow, has already been taxed. Meaning you made that $100, the government then will tax you on it, just like you get taxed on a regular paycheck, and then it goes in. So it's already been taxed. You already made Uncle Sam happy. What that allows is for growth on the interest and the capital gains and everything like that to grow and grow and grow. And then when you're 65 at that end goal and you take it out, every single penny is yours. So that's huge. So let's just recap that real quick. The main difference between a Roth and a traditional is that the money that goes into the traditional IRA, the money goes in before it's taxed. And then it gets taxed when you pull it out at your current tax bracket. The Roth, the money goes in after it's already been taxed at your current rate today, which is probably lower than it will be when you take it out at retirement. And that's why the Roth can be really powerful for some people. It's super easy to open one of these accounts. You can go online, you can go to any brokerage company and do it. It's very, very simple. The most you can put into a Roth this year is $5,500. So, with that being said, where's that money going? I want to explain that before I move on to the last piece. When you put the money in either type of account, the traditional or the Roth, the money is going into the market. It's going into the market in a few different forms. It depends on how you choose to invest it. It can go in mutual funds, money market funds, bond funds, traditional just straight stocks or annuities. There's a lot of different ways that money can be put in to the market and grow. And you want to know about all that stuff too. And I'm going to teach you. We're going to get there. But to do it right now, if you wanted to go out and do it today, you probably should see an advisor or someone like that does understand how to make sure that your money is being invested correctly for your plan. This is all about you and how to make you find success with this. So it's your plan. You need to make sure it works for you, right? So now we kind of understand the difference between a traditional and a Roth. If you have any questions on that, just drop a comment below. I'll answer it really quick for you. Or just send me a message. Whatever you want to do, I'll always answer it. Now, one more thing I wanted to talk about today. A 401k. A lot of my friends are starting to get real jobs and they have benefits and all this great stuff at work and they're super happy. But I see so many of them not taking advantage of their 401ks and it makes me want to strangle them. And here's why. If you don't take advantage of your 401k and understand it 100%, you could literally be missing out on free money. Free money. That's how serious this is. Meaning, a lot of people don't know what an employer match is. And this is where I'm going straight into it right now. An employer match is how much of a percentage of the money that you put into the 401k account, which is just a retirement account, how much of a percentage your employer is going to give to you for free. Right now, employer matches that I've seen are between 3 and 6%. So that means that if you put in X, they're going to match 3 to 6% of that for free. For free. Like free. So if you're not taking advantage of that, I should smack you. If you aren't taking advantage of that, on a serious note, you need to talk to someone in your company. It could be HR, could be your compliance manager, whoever it may be. Make sure that you get on that. Start making enough contributions to the 401k so that you do take advantage of the match, because you're missing out on free money. So this year, the most you could put in to a 401k is $18,000 a year. That's a lot of money. So if you really take advantage of this thing and you're taking advantage of that match and you're putting a lot of your percentage of your income in there, you could save up a lot of money in a short amount of time. So how a 401k works is pretty simple. You sign up for it at work and your employer will actually take money out of your paycheck and drop it straight into the 401k before you even see it. So if you're not taking advantage of a 401k, it's something that's really great to do, especially if you're not a disciplined saver. And the reason is, it's that whole out of sight, out of mind thing. They're going to take the money before you even see it in your paycheck. So you don't even have to worry about it. So if you're not a strict saver, take advantage of the 401k and just have them take it for you. So the only other thing with the 401k that I want to mention is that you want to make sure that you're in the best plan possible. Just like with a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA, there's so many options that sometimes you do need an advisor to sit down with you and look at the plan and say, okay, here's the plan. Here's how I can make it fit to my plan. Because just because it fits everybody else in the company doesn't mean it fits for me. And you want to make sure of that. And sometimes the employers put you in certain investments that have high expense ratios, and that can cost you money in the long run. So you really have a lot to really handle with this. So what you can do is become educated on your own, guys. Do some research. And the other thing you can do is talk to an advisor. The advisor will look at the plan and they'll know exactly what they're talking about, and they'll make sure it fits for you and that you're not losing any money and that you're making the most for every single dollar that goes into it. So now that we understand what a traditional and a Roth IRA are and what a 401k is, I'm going to just sum this up by saying this. Anything that you can do to start to put yourself in a position to reach the end goal of retirement sooner is better. Starting at 20 is better than starting at 25. Starting at 25 is better than starting at 35. Do you understand? So the first thing you do is decide to start if you haven't already. And then the second thing you want to do is make sure that wherever you're putting this money, you want to make sure that you understand every single piece of it. And if you don't, you want to go see someone that knows what they're talking about, like a financial advisor, or maybe even someone that's been through it before, like your mom or dad or your uncle who's really good with money and he's always been working and he knows everything about 401ks and IRAs and all that stuff. So you really want to seek guidance because you don't want to waste time. All that's going to do is push you further and further away from the end goal of retirement. All right? So get this shit together. And let's start to take advantage of that free money. Let's start to take advantage of what it really means to save and reach an end goal that we all want to reach.